Hello there guys, my name is EP54 and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. We are back again with a new ship for the Devil Driver Contracts Corporation. And what kind of ship is it? Well, as you saw from the footage at the start, this ship is a VTOL ship. What does VTOL stand for? It's vertical takeoff and landing. So this will take off going up and down like any other spaceship in Space Engineers, but I kind of thought to add the VTOL aspect because I've been watching a few videos of Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty and things like that, and they have like VTOL systems, and we do use VTOL systems, or used to anyway, with the Harrier jets that were decommissioned last year I believe, or the year before. So this ship is called the Falcon, hence why it's got FC on the side, so the Devil Driver Transport section or class of ships, and it is called the Falcon because I figured it's a lot bird-like in terms of how it lands and whatnot. So we'll get into the actual design of the ship. So the design of the ship is very straightforward really. It's quite a bulky hull, and you've got like various manoeuvring thrusters, but it does have these two extra engines on the side. These also are packed with some landing gears that are pistoned, so this is me going back to piston and rotor designs with ships. I'm a bit apprehensive of using them again because of what happened with the with Predacorp and everything, and all the ships basically conking out because of various systems failing due to updates and things. But let's hope for the best and see what happens. I'll only build like one or two ships, but this ship was completely unplanned. I was watching some videos and then thought, I'm going to make myself something like that because I want one of those in the actual shipyard, which is just below us, because we're actually going to land this for you and show you the sort of how to land it. So this does have doorways. Now I'll show you why this like step is like this in a second, but we'll jump inside. And now, thanks to the small blocks mod, I've managed to use lights in here, a very odd shade of like bluish tinge to a white light, which adds some really nice clear light into here, which allows you to see where you're going. Now, it does have the small doors on as well, thanks to another mod. This is a very heavily modded ship, guys, and please bear with all the mods, because mods make everything a lot better in this game. I'm not saying the game's bad in sort of, vanilla, but it just makes it so much more awesome. And then you've got these seats in which your crew would sit down. You can fit up to 8 people in the back of this, and then maybe some standing. But the best part is when you actually come into the cockpit. Now look at this. Look at all this room to see. It's absolutely beautiful. So what we'll actually do is we will turn on tab and we'll go into the controls menu for this. So with this ship there are some controls, but I'll talk you through the basics of what we've got here. Now, in the center console you have a control panel which is for general use, so you can access the control area. You've also got 2 lights. The one on the left hand side shows if you are in a 2 meter proximity to the floor. It picks up stations and large ships, so if you're landing this thing on a station or a large ship, you can see if you're going to basically hit something if you're 2 meters away. So it's due to a sensor underneath that basically tells me if I'm 2 meters away from something. And then you also have your right hand light, which tells you when your weapons are activated. Now this seat doesn't have the weapons because this seat is the pilot seat. The one next to it, the co-pilot seat, actually has the controls for the guns. So I'll actually show you that before we get into the landing procedure. So in this one we actually have some timer blocks. So if I hit 4, now the timer will come on, and once that light goes green I can start firing. So the light goes green and my guns are active. Now the guns are active for 20 seconds and then they will turn off and the light will go off. So if I just continue firing for just a little while, so just keep going, and stop. There we go. So the light's actually turned off and the guns have stopped. That is again due to my system of timed guns. So the guns actually are set on a 20-second timer that they'll turn on with one timer block. It'll say after 2 seconds turn on these blocks, and then after 15 seconds, because that will have triggered off another one, it'll say turn them off after 15 seconds. So or whatever, you know, so you can set the times to be really, really cool. Now, these seats do have controls over the doors in the back, just to make sure the doors are locked. So say if you're going into a pressurized environment, the ship needs to be fully pressurized, you know, to maintain the crew and not kill them. So it does actually have, you've got, if the doors are closed, and then you can turn them on and off. So that depowers the doors if you require that, you know, your men actually stay within the ship if you're going into space. So this is like a, you know, on the ground as also in space ship, so it can take you from ground to space. So it's really, really cool in that sense. Now, landing procedures. Now we can do the landing procedures from that one thing, but I actually want to do it from here because you'll see whether we are hitting the floor or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the ship closer to the floor, in which I hope we are over the area in which we want to land on. So probably not. So I'm going to stop, back her up a little, back her up a little. Okay, tilt her back, and we want to make sure the whole ship is, or can at least, land with all legs on the floor. That should be fine. So if I go 1, check this out. So the VTOL system kicks in and the landing gears on the side actually fold down. This is again through timed blocks that allow, basically I've got one timer. I'll actually show you. It's a really nifty thing. So if I go into here and go initial landing sequence stage 1 and go set up actions, this one basically tells the main rockets to turn on a 90 degree, and then it also tells it to start process 2, which is this one. Now what this does is it basically just tells the pistons to move down after a few seconds, which I've got set to 3 because that is an ideal one to, you know, land with. So what we'll do is we'll bring her closer. Now once I've gauged whether I'm safe and not going to crash into anything, I'll go into cockpit view. Now if you want to watch that light down there, if I just start wiggling her down onto the floor and getting closer and closer with every little nudge. Now as you can see, that light is flashing and I'm unsure whether the front will land. Okay, now as you see, that light is flashing. Reason why is because we are 2 meters away from the floor, so that light will continuously flash until you take off again. So we've officially landed. So if I do this and lock the landing gear, actually that light will stay on until we take off again. So if I open this door and come out here, we can now jump out and proceed as we want to. So that is basically a landing procedure for the ship. It seems quite complicated, but once you get used to it, it's quite a nice system to work with. So I'm actually going to make a save before I do anything, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it on a test flight, which some of the thrusters may be tweaked with in future updates of this map. So if I just jump back in here, and if I unlock the landing gear and do the cool thing again where I come out, begin to take off and hit 1, those will actually go back in and the landing gears will go back in also. Check that out. Oh, it's just so beautiful in the way it does it. So what we'll do is we'll start flying her. So with this ship you do get a lovely view of everything around you. The ship does slightly go on its own accord after a while. Oh, what was that? I don't really know what that was. And it appears we have lost an engine. So that could be an issue if you turn too quickly, and that is probably more down to the rotors than anything else being weak. But I've actually brought my ship to destruction there, which is kind of cool. So that is the ship. I'm just going to open the doors and proceed outside. So that is the ship, and again, be a bit wary about turning circles and the rotors, because by the looks of it I've just broke it myself. It is a good ship again, but with the rotors and the pistons it can be a bit buggy, but hopefully it's inspired you guys to have some ideas of your own on how to use timer blocks and sensor blocks in a nifty way. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, favorite, and of course subscribe for more. And this will be in the workshop file. Do take into consideration there are 2 other ships in the shipyard area that are actually new, but I'm not showing them off yet because they're still in prototype stages. So have a look at them as well, and I'll see you guys later. Peace! Hello there guys. Now first off, I just want to say thank you for watching the video. It's always a pleasure to have you guys watch the content and actually respond to it in really cool ways. Now if you are a current subscriber, thank you for subscribing, and if you are new to the channel, then don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. I would really like to hit 200 subscribers this year, and it would be absolutely amazing if you guys could help me do that. So if you guys have enjoyed, don't be afraid to hit that button, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!